Hi guys, welcome back to the Jake Vlog channel. Of course, as you know, there is no football going on whatsoever at the moment. Of course, due to the situations at the moment with the coronavirus. Of course, content creators like me, I'm probably mainly a Spurs vlogger. Of course, there will be no vlogs. Although there is a video coming out in the coming days of highlights of this season's matchday vlog, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But of course, as there is no football, I'm going to make slightly different content that I wouldn't normally make if there was football on. So I'm getting straight into it. Today I'm doing the most overrated players from certain clubs. I was going to do all 20 Premier League clubs, but I do apologise for some teams. For some of them, I don't know too much about the players, and I don't want to make up random stuff. So I've gone for 7 teams in this video: Arsenal, Chelsea, Everton, Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United and Spurs. These won't be, because I will be doing more videos like this, maybe like the most underrated player at every team. These won't always be all like the same teams every episode or something. It's just for the overrated team. I've got 7 teams, so those are the teams. So I'm beginning to waffle now, so without further ado, let's get into it. So, in my opinion, the most overrated player at Arsenal by a country mile is Nicolas Pepe, in my opinion. Arsenal brought him in for 75 million in the summer, and he just hasn't done much. I believe Sissoko has still scored more goals from open play than Pepe, and Sissoko's missed most of the season. Pepe really hasn't done much. I think it is a bit early to call him a flop, if I'm being honest. I feel like, of course, everyone needs a bit of time when they do come into a new league. Of course, he came from the French league into the Premier League. Premier League is a lot more physical, a lot more fast-paced, so it is different to what I'm sure he is used to. But right now, Pepe is Arsenal fans are hyping him up very much, and to be honest, I don't really see it. And I'm sure a lot of you fans, apart from Arsenal fans, will agree with me on this one. But for me, Nicolas Pepe is so overrated at Arsenal. Moving on to Chelsea, and this is their keeper, well, probably now in number 2, Kepa Arrizabalaga. There's a reason he's been dropped recently, and Caballero has been in his place. He can just be a bit dodgy sometimes, to be honest. Sometimes, he can have quite a good game and make some good saves, but this season he has made some mistakes. The first one that pops into my head was, I think it was against Ajax, where, to be fair, it wasn't necessarily his fault, but, it was quite funny when the ball rebounded off his head into the goal after hitting the post from a Hakim Ziyech free kick. Of course, all the stuff what happened last season in the Carabao Cup final, I think maybe he lost a bit of confidence in himself there, maybe. But yeah, Kepa, I think he is quite overrated, and I just don't think he's that good anymore. So yeah, Kepa for me, overrated at Chelsea. Moving on to Everton, and this is also going to be their keeper. I'm going to go for Jordan Pickford as Everton's most overrated player. For me, I just don't see it. Of course, he's England's number 1, and he's always got a mistake in him. Of course, and we've seen it this season. We saw it with England when he was in the World Cup last year, which was he played so well, one of our best players of the tournament. He made some brilliant saves then, but he's very inconsistent, which of course is a problem for a goalkeeper. And he can make some awful saves. I've said it for ages, that I don't rate Pickford. I don't think he's a great keeper. For the Euros, which of course now looks like it's going to be in 2021, I would use maybe Dean Henderson, of course a Sheffield United keeper, as England's number 1. I just don't think Pickford's that good, and I think he is a bit overrated. So for me, Jordan Pickford for Everton. Moving on to Liverpool, where you guys, I don't really know what made me think this, but you guys are probably going to roast me so much in the comment section. And don't get me wrong, I would take this player any day of the week at Spurs, 100%. It's just this season, I haven't really seen it in the Premier League. And you guys are probably going to go wild when I say the name. But for me, an overrated player this year, I'm actually going to go with Roberto Firmino. Now, as I just said, of course, I would take Firmino any day of the week at Spurs. But for me, this season, he hasn't been he hasn't been outstanding. Like that front three, Salah, Mane, and Firmino. It's mainly been Salah and Mane, or especially Mane, getting all the goals this season. And Firmino, of course, he's a world-class player. I'm not saying he's overrated, because I think there definitely is talent there. But for this season, I haven't really seen much of it. I haven't seen much of his talent. So maybe he's not overrated. I just think he's maybe underperformed this season more than overrated. But yeah, Firmino, I know it's a big one. It's going to be very controversial. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But yeah, Roberto Firmino for Liverpool. Moving on to Manchester City, and for me, an overrated player at Manchester City is John Stones. They brought him in quite a few years ago now from Everton, I believe. I think it was around £40 million. And I mean, right now he's just not great, is it? Man City's defence always looks quite shaky when Laporte isn't there, and Stones he can be a liability sometimes at the back for Manchester City. Doesn't always clear it when he should. Maybe takes a bit longer on the ball than he should. So for me, John Stones, overrated player at Man City. Manchester United, I think this could be quite an obvious one. And for me, it is Paul Pogba. Yeah, for me, I mean, I don't remember actually seeing him play this season, really. He got an injury ages ago. And he's of course now he won't be back, because it looks like the season probably won't finish. But he just didn't return. He got some sort of like ankle injury. Didn't seem too severe. But he's been out for ages. And Paul Pogba, Man U brought him for a ridiculous amount of money from Juventus. And I'm just not seeing the talent from Paul Pogba. A picture will be on screen now, where, of course, Andre Gomez, the Everton player, who had that awful injury against Spurs, actually recovered quicker than Paul Pogba did from a minor ankle injury. And bear in mind, Andre Gomez broke his ankle. So yeah, that's actually an amazing stat for you. So hopefully that'll be on screen if I can find it. But yeah, for me, Paul Pogba, very overrated by Manchester United fans. I'm sure any fan in the league, apart from United fans probably, will agree that Paul Pogba is very overrated. And moving on to the last team, my team, Spurs. And for me, I've said it a lot this season. At times, I think a very overrated player at Spurs is Dele Alli. I miss a Dele Alli from a couple of years ago when he was getting Young Player of the Year, Player of the Month, left, right and season. And I do understand he hasn't always played in his position this year. We have been very unlucky with strikers. So Ali does sometimes have to play in a false nine on his own up top, which I do feel bad for him. And you can definitely see the frustration with Ali. But yeah, sometimes, like when Mourinho first came in, he was brilliant, Ali. He was scoring quite a few goals. But maybe it's just because he's not in his right position, which I, of course, do understand his frustration. But I think Ali can be quite overrated at Spurs. And I just miss the Dele Alli from like 2016-17. I miss our whole team from that year. It was like our last year at White Hart Lane. We were unbeaten at home. We were beating Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, everyone. I do really miss those days. And now there's not even any football to watch. But yeah, for me, Dele Alli is the most overrated player at the moment at Spurs. I mean, one that has just popped into my head, which I didn't really want to say, but it possibly could be Tanguy Ndombele. Of course, he's got really awful fitness issues. He just hasn't really been able to stay fit the whole season. He's been in and out with injuries. And it is quite frustrating to see him every game. The walking, not running, doesn't look in the best shape at the moment. So I feel like it's between Ali and Ndombele. I'll let you guys decide, but for me, one of them is the most overrated player at Spurs. So there we go. That was the most overrated player from Arsenal, Chelsea, Everton, Liverpool, Man City, Manchester United, and Spurs. If you want, I will be doing more videos like this. As I said at the start of the video, like most underrated best player from every team or something. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comment section down below. I enjoyed filming this. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you did, drop a like, subscribe. We're very close to 700 subscribers, so make sure, hopefully I can get that in the next couple of days. And yeah, subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you in my next video.